And welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, La Crescenta, where it's our dream to help you build and manifest your dreams. My prayer is that all of you who are sheltering in place are doing it with non-resistance and just knowing that we're on the other side of this sooner rather than later. And now we are so privileged to have with us as our musician today, Annie Sims.
I am whole, I am complete, I am perfect in God's eyes. I am loved, I am forgiven in a light that purifies. I am hope, I know the way, I have everything I need. I am strong and I am guided in thought and word and deed. But sometimes I forget what I know deep down is true. Will you see in me what I see in you? You are whole, you are complete, you are perfect in my eyes. You are loved, you are forgiven in a light that purifies. You are hope, you know the way, you have everything you need. You are strong and you are guided in thought and word and deed. But sometimes you forget what you know deep down is true. I will not let go of what I know is so. This is what I see. It's true.
It is now time for our affirmative prayer. So please sit back, close your eyes, or softly focus if you choose. Let's start with a nice deep breath in. And just release any tension that you might be feeling right now. Breathe in that love, let go of any tension, and relax. In this moment, in this sacred moment where we all join together, and we are here as God has put us here as that unique expression of the One, the I Am presence. And that is us. We are it. God is us. And God is that one life that flows through everything. And that is us, too. In this beautiful Sunday morning, we know that in our hearts, love surrounds us at all times because we are made of that love. This whole universe is made of that love. And as we are surrounded by love, we know that there is nothing but good for us right here, right now. And as we expand our view from our homes where we are right now to our community and to the world, let us see the light and the love of the Spirit moving through us and out in those big, big waves, big waves of beauty and light and love and well-being. Yes, we do love that well-being, for that is a God-given right here and now. And in this moment, as we join ourselves with all that is, we know that there will be so much more good coming into our lives. We know that what we are experiencing right now is just a temporary condition, and beyond that, the plan of divine perfection is waiting for us. It is waiting to unfold us. It is waiting for us to embrace it, because in that divine plan is more good for us, more love, more beauty, more prosperity, more wonderful well-being. And we know that in spite of current conditions, that underlying everything is beauty and love and wisdom and compassion. And so, as we take this into our minds and envelop it within ourselves, all the wonder that is God is within us right here and right now. And we embrace it, we know it, we believe it, we accept it, and we bring it into fruition through ourselves, expressing as God right here, right now. So with a confident and grateful heart, knowing the power of our word, we can just release these words into that divine law of creative mind. And it is done. And we can say together, and so it is. God is all there is. I am one with the Spirit. I realize the truth, and I speak it. I am thankful for it all. I release it. I let it go. And so it is. And so it is. I know it is. And I receive as I believe. Amen. Amen. And now I'm going to read from our Science of Mind textbook. It is called The Universe Holds Nothing Against Us, and it is on page 470. The universe holds nothing against us. No matter how many mistakes we have made, we are still perfect beings within. And the within may become the without if we will carefully train ourselves to listen to the inner voice of truth, which speaks to us in our moments of quietness and solitude. There is nothing in the universe that wishes evil to anyone. Indeed, it is only as we experience good that God is expressed through us. The more completely we realize good, happiness, and success, the more perfectly do we express God, and the more of God do we become. That is, the more does God become personified through us. As the prodigal returns to his father's house, so must we return, not with a morbid mind, but consciously and definitely, with direct intent and a complete concentration of purpose. The journey back should be fraught with happiness and joyful expectation, for we shall be met with a smile from the universe and shall be folded in the arms of love forever. And so it is. And now we will be hearing from Rev Bev. Actually, I should say the Reverend Dr. Beverly Craig. Here she is.
Today, our lesson is, what's next? And I can only imagine you, like me, we're wondering what's next in our own individual lives, in our communities, in the world, with this coronavirus. What's next? Annie Sims, our musician this morning, is also a teacher for Neil Donald Walsh. She traveled with him as he did his seminars, and she did the music for him. And so I have chosen to share with you God's Message to the World by Neil Donald Walsh, who is author of Conversations with God. This is God talking. Putting all this another way, your energy has the power of a magnet. Remember that even feeling, actually, especially feeling, is energy. And in the matter of energy, like attracts like. The idea is to step into the application of the power of God, not a supplication to God that the power be used. God's invitation is to utilize the confirmation power of prayer. How? How is this done? Well, here's an example. Thank you, God, for sending my perfect mate. Here's another. All the money I need is coming to me now. And here's my favorite prayer. Thank you, God, for helping me to understand that this problem has already been solved for me. This shift from supplication is begging, please, God, make this happen, to application can be miraculous. These are not affirmations. These are confirmations. There's a huge difference. An affirmation seeks to produce an outcome or an experience. A confirmation announces that the outcome has already been produced. And this is from Conversations with God, pages 153 and 154. And actually, we have a study group here, the second and fourth Sundays of the month, which probably will pick up maybe May or June, I'm not sure, at noon. And you might consider joining us. It's really great. I go to that. So now, what is this relationship that we have with God? What about God and me? Alan Wilson Watts said this: you and I, all as much continuous with the physical universe as a wave is continuous with the ocean. Many people say we are connected to God, but we are one with, not connected. We are in communion with the infinite, whether we are aware of it or not. It is done unto you as you believe. Cultivating an intimate relationship with your inner life is the greatest gift you can give yourself and everyone else on the planet. Within you, all the power and substance of life resides. In the stillness, at the center of your being, is the fountain of pure genius, the source of every masterpiece, the answer to every question, the solution to every problem, and the fulfillment of every dream. But you must daily practice the art of making inner contact in order to actualize the truth. In order to actualize the truth. And where problems are concerned, my friend, I was talking to Reverend Dr. Sharon Hudson about a challenge, and she said, and I love what she said, and I want you to remember this: I see us on the other side of this. I see us on the other side of this. In other words, as Ralph Waldo Emerson said, let's not muddle around in our own bloated nothingness and keep going back to the challenge. See ourselves on the other side of it. What is your vision for your life? Do you have a vision? Have you taken the time during this time to do your inner work? Meditation, prayer, affirmations, vision boards. Another Derek Riedel quote on visioning. In visioning, you're not using your limited perception of life to manifest. You're using your mind for the purpose it was actually created, as an avenue of awareness. The more aware we are, the more life lives in, around, and through us. A receiving station to pick up the divine ideas being broadcast everywhere. And once you catch this vision, it doesn't just manifest. It changes you. It stretches you, transforming you into a person who can handle the higher vibration and larger manifestation. You don't just get the new Mercedes, you get the Mercedes consciousness. You become the change you want to see. Dr. Robert Burke, one of my earlier metaphysical teachers, said, and I let it happen. I don't have to make it happen. Whatever it is I want to manifest, I relax and let it happen. When I let it happen, I am aware of opportunities around me. I don't have to go looking for them. When I let it happen, I have faith in the perfect outcome, regardless of appearances. When I let it happen, I'm inspired by knowing my expectation of good will bring about good. Understanding God and me comes down to being open to possibilities. Practicing non-resistance. I know so many people these days are practicing non-resistance with this shelter-in-place order that we all have. And you know, I was just thinking, because I believe God has a sense of humor, and a lot of us go running around like chickens with our heads off, doing this and doing that, and I have to do this and I have to do that. And I'm thinking, maybe God just gave us all a time out. Maybe this is a time out for us. And I shouldn't say God gave us, because what's happening now is human created. Maybe in our own consciousness, maybe in the world consciousness, we all needed a time out. Take time in this time out to really get to know who you are. Who you are. What is your vision for your life? And of course, gratitude and appreciation. Gratitude and appreciation. Every night before I go to bed, I have a little journal I write in. And I put at least 3 things, sometimes more, but at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. At least. And then the love and the enjoyment of life. It's so important that we love what we're doing, that we love that we know we can create our own lives. So when we ask ourselves, what's next? Ask yourself that question. What's next for me? What is next for me? What can I do right now when I have some time off? What can I do right now to really think about what's next? What would I like to have happen in my life? What would I like to have happen in my health? What would I like to have happen in my relationships? What would I like to have happen in my finances? What would I like to create? What would I like to create? Everyone is creative. You've heard me say this before. Every single person is creative. Everyone is creative. Some people will say, no, I'm not. But oh, yes, you are. You're creative the way you dress. You're creative the way you cook. You're creative the way you speak. Everyone is creative. You don't have to have something that draws public attention, but acknowledge that you are creative and then contemplate, what is that creativity in me? What is that? What is it? My creativity is curiosity. I'm always looking for something to learn about. And recently, I learned that there is another planet that has very similar attributes as Earth does. And it's incredible. So there might be a time, but it's quite a ways away, that we could travel there, that we could travel to that place. I've always liked the idea of space travel. And I don't know if I would be that adventurous now. When I was younger, I might be. I'm not going to be one of the persons that buys a ticket to the moon or to any of the other places where they're selling tickets, which are in the thousands of dollars, I think hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I'm not into that right now. I'm more of an observer, but I do like, and I am very interested in what's happening in space. Everything that's going on around us. Be aware what you're interested in. Focus on what it is that you want, my friends. When you focus on what it is that you would like to have in your life, believe me, that focus is what brings it to you. Because, as I mentioned earlier, you are a magnet. You are a magnet. And so, this is how we do it. If there's a challenge in your life, we turn away from appearances. Judge not by appearances, Jesus told us. You turn away from appearances and you focus on whatever it is that you choose to have in your life. Because it works. It absolutely works. And it works when you do your daily spiritual practices. Let's go back to that for a minute. I encourage you all to pray. And I've encouraged you before and told you before that we give from our overflow. We give from our overflow. So pray for yourself first, and then your family, and then your community, and then the world. And if you're like most of us in this faith, you're constantly receiving prayer requests. Pray for those individuals as well. The more people you pray for and with, the more your inner awareness is raising to that point where we really understand that we are one with the one. We are one with the one. Kind of interesting, I received a thing on Facebook that I was rather sad to receive because it was one of my family members who wrote it. Said, you know, I have a job, I have a house, I'm well, and I'm really tired of seeing all those words of encouragement on the television. And I wrote back, I love you, and resistance doesn't work. Resistance doesn't work. I don't know about any of you, but everything I've ever criticized, everything, or judged, has come right back to me for that same experience, which made me finally understand I judge nothing. I judge nothing. And I encourage you as well, judge nothing. Now back to what's next? What's next for you? What do you desire? What's in your innermost heart to manifest in this experience? Beyond this experience. What is it? What is it? Take time to meditate and say, Father, Mother, God, show me what's next for me. Not for the community, not for the world, but show me, Father, Mother, God, what's next for me. When you contemplate this, and when you meditate, you will receive an answer. You will receive an answer. Because the loving, living presence of God, that spark of divinity that resides within you, is always responsive to whatever it is when you make that understanding that here I am, Father, Mother, God, here I am, I'm one with you, thank you for responding to my concern about what's next for me. Please give me an answer. Thank you for the answer. So as we move forward on the other side of this experience, and I encourage you, this experience of sheltering in place, I encourage you to see us all on the other side. Because when you do, that collective consciousness will bring us there. Will bring us there effortlessly and easily. And so ends our lesson.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. I am so blessed. And now is time for our offertory affirmation. It will be up on the screen next to me. Please read along with me. God in me, as me, is me, and is my peace and power now. The living, loving presence lives in me as abundance in every area of my life. And so it is.
And now the benediction. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is happening through my mind,
It is happening through my mind,
my body,
my body,
and every aspect of my life.
and every aspect of my life.
I think it.
I think it,
I know it.
I know it,
I believe it.
I believe it,
I accept it.
I accept it.
I am never alone,
I am never alone,
for God is right where I am.
for God is right where I am.
And so it is.
And so it is.